Hey guys, Zach with On the Prowl Outdoors. I've got a new product here today, the all new AGM StingIR. This thing is tiny, I tell you what. AGM dropped this at SHOT Show in 2022 and they were just dropped to consumer market, I believe, yesterday. Mine came in yesterday and I saw them start popping up on websites yesterday. But finally got it in our hands. Been waiting since SHOT Show, ordered it then. And we're gonna do a little initial review on it and unboxing it, show you what all AGM sent with this. It came out initially as just a helmet mountable thermal. It is lightweight, it is tiny, it's perfect for helmet mount, but there's so many more features and options that this thing comes with. Stay tuned, we'll get on into it. Let's do a little unboxing. So first off, we got the case, Pelican style case. Not really Pelican grade, but stronger than the Harbor Freight cases like this. Alright, bump this up a little bit. First off, we've got our instruction manual. There is things in this box that's not in this instruction manual. Been reading the instruction manual since I placed the order for it a couple of months ago, and been hearing a bunch of different stories from people from AGM, so let's dispel everything that's in this box and figure out what all this thing can do. So first off, we've got our battery charger. Got a standalone battery charger, recharges 18650s and CR123s. Comes with a rechargeable 18650 and two standard CR123s that are not rechargeable. Then we have our cap as well to run 18650 battery. Also got cable here, coaxial on one plug, USB 3 on one, and then regular USB on the last one. This is to run external DVR if you wish to do so with that. Not planning on doing so with mine. Then we have our helmet mount. This part screws into the thermal right here, and then standard dovetail on top to connect to your helmet. It's got a pretty quick adjustments there. Locks in place. Can move that back and forth as well. Nifty little mount. Not a giant fan of how big it can be on the helmet, but been talking with Mod Armory, planning on trying to get that a new one for their bridge that they have. Then we've got the Picatinny Mount. Pretty self-explanatory. Bolts into the bottom of the thermal, and you can mount it onto any Picatinny rail. So, and then we have a scope clip. Clips onto your end of your scope, either from 30mm all the way up to mounted on a 42mm, and pretty self-explanatory. Put your scope in there, throw your little lever up, tighten it down. Probably wouldn't be using this for precision accuracy shooting, 1,000 yards and stuff, but a little bit I've played with it, and it's done pretty good. And then got another eye cup here. If you want to run it as a standalone thermal on your gun, put that on there, keep that light from escaping while it's on the gun. And then lastly, the StingIR. And I got the eye cup on there as well. So I was running it with the helmet. That just pops off real easy. So does this one here. And then your USB 3.0 where you can run a battery pack. Not sure on the voltage, check your owner's manual. Or CR123, or take this off, plug on that extender and run 18650. So we got our power button right here. Hold that down and it'll turn on. I don't know if I held it down long enough. There we go. It's turning on now. Wow. Can't believe it's actually picking that up. Alright, and then changes your color palettes right here with your back button or down button. Got white hot, black hot, orange hot, rainbow, and then back to white hot. Your front button here zooms in Since this is a 640, it goes all the way up to 8 times zoom, and then it'll go back to 1. If you hold down the up button, then it will nuke it. And then hold down, click the middle button, it brings up your menus, run through all the menus there, and then hold it down and it will turn it off. So let's head outside and take a look at all the attachments on the StingIR. Let's go ahead and get into the features. Just going over the basics. It is a 12 micron high sensitivity detector, apparently. Comes in 384 or 640. And then going over the basic features, I've got the StingIR 640, and Buddy John has the 384. Not too many differences between the two besides the resolution. 640 by 480, what I got right here. 50 hertz refresh rate, 27 millimeter lens up front. Let's see, what else do we care about? Detection range on the 640 is 1200 meters, and on the 384 is 730 meters. Let's see, what else? The monitor is a 10 by 24 by 768. So the monitor or screen on this one per se is the same exact size as what's on the Rattler. Pretty big screen for such a tiny little package. That way you've got a big clear field of view. Let's see, it's got a compass built into it as well as an inclinometer. Anyways, moving on. And works pretty good. Don't really need a compass, I don't think, for me, but could be useful to some others, using it hiking or navigating, stuff like that. And it does have a crosshair, so you can use this as a standalone thermal as well. Comes with a mount, I'll show y'all here shortly as well, that just plops right down on a Picatinny rail, and it's got the same adjustments, up, down, left, right on the crosshair. You can use this as a standalone thermal. Also, you can use it as a clip-on. We'll get to that shortly as well. It does not have built-in audio or video. Now, it does have PAL video output. So what that means is back in the older thermal days, I guess, which wasn't but 4 or 5 years ago, like the Zeus and stuff like that, they didn't have built-in recording, but you could run an external DVR. External DVR is about 200, 300 bucks, and you just Velcro that to the side of your gun, hook up a wire to this thing, and then you can record that way. Don't plan on doing that. I'm going to show you all what I plan on doing if I plan on recording with this, but mainly it's just going to be a scanner and helmet mount for me. So also too, within this I did see that there is an option for remote control that is not activated yet, and so that leads me to believe that we are going to have some sort of video or remote control, kind of like the app that AGM uses on the Rattler for this thing here shortly. And that's about it. It can run on CR123s and rechargeable CR123s and 18650s. They say on 18650 you get up to 5 hours video time, or usable time. First up is the helmet mount. Like I said, they created this thing, they brought it to the market as a helmet mountable thermal, as small as it is. Prior to this and recently the IRA that came out, the only helmet mount that you could actually, well, most people could actually afford was the FLIR Breach. That had terrible quality, and you see them things going like hotcakes on eBay. Somebody will buy them, then they not happy with it, turn around and sell it. So bringing a 640 core or 384 core to the helmet mountable thermal market this is going to be a game changer for sure. It came with this mount right here. It's got a standard dovetail mount, goes left and right, and on the bottom too, so that way you can get final adjustments and all that. I'm running a Mod Armory dual bridge with my PVS 14. I've been in communications with Mod Armory. They are going to make a attachment for the StingIR. It is just slightly different than the breech mount, so been in communications with them. Hopefully that should be hitting the market soon, and you can run your PVS 14s on one side and your StingIR on the other and coincide with those. But going over that, pretty simple, just snaps right into your dovetail. And this thing is light, so much lighter than a PVS 14. That's what I'm really digging about it. I mean, I might just run helmet and StingIR on coyote stands, where I'm not having to creep in or stalk in using night vision and stuff. But this thing is light. Usually running dual PVS 14s, you've got a neck ache after the hunt or after the night, but with this thing, I feel like I could wear it all night long. That is how lightweight it is. Up next is the Picatinny Mount. This was not supposed to come with the StingIR. Whenever they first released it, there was no talks about this at all. AGM has included this as well as another mount as well, and that makes this also a clip-on or a standalone thermal. With it being a base mag of 1 power, then it clips right on in front of your 1x4 or 1x6 and coincides with that daytime optic just fine. I ran this a little bit last night playing around with it, and I can see everything just as good as if it was straight up to my eye or as if I was just running it during the daylight. Okay, so Picatinny Mount will clip on to any rail you got. You can also use this as a standalone thermal. It's got crosshairs that you can adjust up and down. It does not have multiple profiles like, say, the Rattler does, but be a cool little, I guess, red dot thermal, maybe something along those lines. If you have, say, like a SIG Rattler, or you know, just a nice little short AR pistol, it would be perfect for that. But with this, I can't complain. You'll see back here, I've got my Tacticam film through scope set up. If I do plan on filming with this thermal, I will be running the Tacticam on the back, and that way it'll film what I see through the scope and everything. It's not as clear as, say, onboard recording, but it will get the job done. You can still see just fine. And lastly of the attachments is this magnified scope clip. I believe this will work on a either 30mm objective lens. This is a 42 objective, and basically just bolts onto the bottom of the thermal. We move this little clamp up and over your scope here. I need to loosen it on mine a little bit, and then turn it on, and then figure out your final adjustments. So let's see, move it down to the lowest magnify, and then move it from there. Let's see, let's move it forward a little bit. Right there, so just tighten it down, and you're in place. This is obviously not going to be as nice as if you had it on a low base mag, but still, for the money and everything that it gives you, this is my daytime coyote gun. And if I go a little late on the stand, then I just take out my clip-on, slide it on the scope, and then shoot, I can hunt all night with my daytime gun. So it's really just a jack of all trades, this little guy is. I'm pretty impressed with it so far. Again, this is just initial review, unboxing. I got it yesterday. I've played with it around the house. I've already dropped it from 4 feet onto my floor, my hardwood floors in the house, and survived that. So for what it is and what I've got in it and everything, I'm impressed with it. All right, final recap. This thing's gonna be a game changer, I'm sure of that. Everybody's been waiting for it, asking about it. AGM hasn't released hardly anything until they release the actual thermal. If we get some more mounts made for this thing up, running PVS on one side or night vision on one side and thermal on the other, it's going to be a game changer for sure. I'm impressed with everything that it came with. None of that was talked about in the beginning, but it's going to kill it in this market, I do believe. Thermals are doing nothing but getting cheaper. Now the best question, or the bigger question now, I believe, is going to be 640 or 384. Which is best for you? Been operating thermals now for 5 years at least, and I can tell the difference between a dog and a coyote, or a German Shepherd and a coyote at 200-300 yards. Of course, my Belgian Malinois rolling in something as we're filming this, but at 200 or 300 yards, I can tell the difference between a dog and a coyote with a 384. No problem at all. If you're just starting out with thermals, 640 might be better for you because you can see more detail. Where 640 is going to stand out, where 384 doesn't, is whenever you start zooming in. But on base mag, there's not a giant difference. Is it worth the extra $1,000 to $1,500? That's up to you. Go to your local store, check them both out, and see which one's best for you. If you got any questions, drop them down in the comments. I'll be glad to answer them the best as I can. And like and subscribe our Facebook and Instagram page at ontheprowl_outdoors. Thank you again to Appalachian Armory for getting this ordered for me. Ordered it back in January, and it just dropped to consumer market this week, and they already got it in. And so if you're in the Northeast Georgia area, go by, check them out. If you're looking for any nice handmade coyote calls, check out Southern Coyote. They're killing it with their hand calls. I mean, I can't complain. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.